Is it still worth it to enter a resale EC with prices at a high? In this video, I'll be sharing with you the best time to enter one so you can be safe and still have a high potential for profit margins. To do this, you'll need two steps. Now, the first is to consider supply. Let's have a look at the most recently MOP ECs and the number of units available for sale. So we can see that Inns Residence and Northwave, which just MOP'd this year, have much more units available versus those that MOP a year or longer before. So with more units available, this means that buyers have more options and more bargaining power. So for someone looking to buy an EC, it is ideal to target those that are going to MOP soon or have just MOP because you have more opportunities to negotiate and find value deals. Once you have identified the development, the next step is to know the right time to enter. Now, this is crucial because it can make a huge difference to your future exit. So, do you wait 6 months or do you wait a year after MOP? To know this, it is crucial to understand the mindset of the seller upon the EC's MOP. Have you ever wondered how sellers come up with the price to sell their EC upon MOP? There's no reference points for them or their agents because there have been no transactions yet. Now, the best they can do is refer to the surrounding developments, but even that is not 100% certainty that it is market value. So same for the buyers, at that point they don't know what is a fair value because there is nothing to refer to. Versus a EC that is MOP'd for a while where there are multiple transactions, and in which case we'll usually see sellers try to sell higher than the last transacted. Therefore, ECs are most attractive immediately after MOP, and you should target those that are going to MOP soon and go for as high of a floor as possible. So why a high floor? Now, when the EC is first launched, they are still considered public housing, which means that the price is more controlled. So per floor jump, what you're paying for the premium is much more marginal than a totally private condo, which can go as high as 100K per floor jump. So by entering early at a high floor, you are much more likely to get a lower price than a low floor that sells later on as the valuation curve uptrends. This will also create a buffer for you and your future exit. Take for example, Signature at Yishun. Now upon MOP, there was a 12th floor unit that sold at 1.28 million. Just a few months later, in the same stack, the 8th floor sold for 140,000 higher, and a year later, the 10th floor sold for 270,000 higher. Now, if you were the 12th floor unit, do you think it would be easier for you to sell at a profit in the future, having to just sell it at the entry price of the lower floors? Now, similarly, at the Terrace in Punggol, there was an 11th floor unit that sold at 1.63 million soon after MOP. Now, just 2 months later, the 8th and 5th floor in the same stack sold for 30,000 higher, and 2 years later, the 6th floor sold for 170,000 higher, placing the buyer who bought shortly after MOP on the higher 11th floor in a safe position to exit with a huge buffer. If you're looking for such opportunities in the current market, do plan accordingly because the last two ECs to MOP will be this year and next year. After that, we see a huge time jump with the next one being only in 2028. This also presents a unique opportunity for these two upcoming MOP ECs because there will be no competing supply of younger resale EC for the next few years. We have come to the end of this video. Now, if you're looking to buy a resale EC, be it at MOP or a few years later, do know that in addition to what I have mentioned, to consider the demand and supply for that location. If you require a deeper analysis for a particular development and how to strategize, feel free to reach out to me and I'll catch you all next time.